the celebration and athletes achieving exactly what they want in representing their respective nations. And I tell you, it's all about these storylines as they embrace the track as well as do action on the field of play. We are preparing for action here at the top of the hour, and the officials, the athletes, all ready to take on the day. It is a warm day, and we are here in the box looking to bring you wonderful coverage of this final day and this morning session. And I'm here with Vidya Ramphal. My name is Donald Oliver, by the way. And Vidya, it's been an extraordinary Carifta game so far. We saw some action in terms of the emotions from a number of these athletes and what they had to show on the track and on the field. It's been an emotional couple of days, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has been. Liberally, we've seen these redemption arcs and the retribution arcs mixed liberally all the way through the day. It was almost like watching a John Grisham novel unfold in front of you. Edgy characters, characters full of great humanity, and an explosive ending with the relays. It was a wonderful day yesterday. It certainly has been great.
Well, I'm more of a Dan Brown fan, but I get the point that you're making. So yesterday, quite a few things happening, especially on the field. The biggest highlight would have been the girls under 20 shot put. Of course, a massive record was set.
Yeah, certainly. And Mary Kay Lampard increasing the record by 1.69 meters. That's almost three-quarters way up a door.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how much she added to the record. It was remarkable. And when you consider also that the second-placed competitor, Annie McKay of the Bahamas, she also broke what would have been the old record twice. So it was an absolutely wonderful performance from those two young ladies. A performance for the ages in the girls under 20 shot put. And Kimika Smith, 14.95. She came in third place. But gold going to Jamaica. Bahamas in silver medal position. Jamaica going 1-3.
Yeah, of course, there's the boys under 17 shot put that took the highlight as well, Vidya.
Yeah, Kimari Kennedy breaking the record, also extending that record. It was another excellent performance from him. He was the favorite coming in and got the gold medal. Brandon Lawrence also of Jamaica finishing in third place with 16.82. And Jaden Walcott of Barbados in second place, 17.43. But it was Kennedy, he was the man of the moment. 18.90 was his final throw, adding 10 centimeters to the record. This is an event that records are broken in centimeters. It just puts into focus what Lampard did in the girls under 20.
Yep, just wonderful stuff in the shot put for the under 20 girls as well as for the under 17 boys. But there was a lot of action on the track as well, and in particular in the relays, we saw a record broken there.
Yeah, there certainly was a record broken there. The girls under 17 4x100 meter relay, and they broke a record which was set back in 2018 in the Bahamas, and that team included Brianna Williams, the outstanding athlete in those games, and this took some doing. The record fell 44.86, a wonderful run by Jamaica, and even at this point you knew that something special would come along. A couple of really good legs here in this race. Bahamas also put in a good shift, trailing Jamaica all the way. Trinidad and Tobago fighting to get into that third place, but into the final leg. I think it was all over at this point. Once the baton was passed properly, it was going to be all Jamaica. And you could see that the anchor leg, they knew that the record was going to fall, and a great effort to get across the line to add. And look at the celebration from the four young ladies, four of the happiest teenagers across the Caribbean yesterday.
Yeah, Jamaica winning 3 of the 4 sprint relays. There's the time just to confirm the championship record, 44.86 seconds. Bahamas finishing second in 45.30. And Trinidad and Tobago, the home team, getting the bronze medal, 45.96. Trinidad and Tobago had a lot to celebrate as well. Also in the multi-events, of course, they won the octathlon as well as the first decathlon that's taken place here at the Carifta Games.
Yeah, Omari Brown won the octathlon, winning 5 out of the 8 events that were on offer. So he was brilliant, getting the gold medal. And of course, Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago, Tyreek Vincent, he got the first ever gold medal in the decathlon, and also setting what would be the record.
Well, it's almost time to join Ricardo Chambers upstairs, but before, we're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side of it, we'll take a look at the medal standings as well as what is expected for the morning session on this final day of these Carifta Games. Please stay with us. Yep, the Red House, home to Parliament. This grand red building is a symbol of national democracy here in Trinidad and Tobago. National democracy and resilience, of course, especially after its rebuilding post in 1990. Did you know that the Red House was at the heart of the 1990 attempted coup? It's a wonderful site here. Many historical monuments and buildings here in Port of Spain in Trinidad and Tobago, as we continue our journey through the Twin Island Republic, hosts of these 2025 Carifta Games. It is a warm day in Port of Spain. It's a warm day here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium as we take a look at the medal table. Jamaica on top, as they have registered 43 medals so far, 17 gold, 12 silver and 14 bronze. And it's a little bit closer than expected. The Bahamas, they have registered 10 gold medals, 10 silver medals, and 3 bronze medals for a total of 23. Trinidad and Tobago, the host nation, with 7 gold medals to their name, and 5 silver and 6 bronze. So you see the top 10 there as far as the medals table is concerned. And we see the other nations who have registered. 19 nations have already mined medals. And from Barbados to French Guiana, you see from positions 11 to 19. So let's take a look at what's happening in this morning session. It's a relatively short session. The heptathlon girls will see them in action in the long jump final in just a few minutes. In fact, at the top of the hour, the girls javelin under 17s will also take place, as well as a high jump for under 20 girls. We'll see the semis of the 100-meter hurdles for girls and the 110-meter hurdles for boys, as well as the long jump for under 17 boys. The semis will take place, and of course a precursor to what is anticipated a little bit later on in the 4x4s, with the semi-finals of the under 17 and under 20 boys taking place this morning. Well, Ricardo Chambers and Vidya Ramphal, they are in position inside the commentary box here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. They're looking forward to an exciting third day, and our coverage continues with them in the box.
Thank you very much, Donald Oliver. As you pointed out, a relatively short session this morning. The heptathlon girls long jump coming up, the 5th event in the 7-discipline series. They had 4 on the opening day. And there's the lineup of competitors: Desant of Grenada, McMaster of the British Virgin Islands, Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago, Taylor of Barbados, Reyes of St. Martin, Evans of Bahamas, the defending champion Carias of Guadeloupe, and MacDonald of Jamaica. Tia Apaway of Barbados has withdrawn from the competition, so just 8 remaining. The leader entering today, Tanique Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago, with 3,308 points. Her twin brother, Tariq Vincent, won the decathlon last night in brilliant fashion. 12-point victory. It was so close. Joel Clement of Grenada finishing ahead of him in the 1,500 meters, but not by the margin required to pull back a 38-point gap. Cut it by 26, but it wasn't enough. There is Thalia Desant of Grenada in 7th position overall with 2,378 points. Her first round effort coming up was nowhere close to the board on that one and bailed out of the effort. By the way, in the combined events, they get 3 attempts in the horizontal jumps. So not a lot of room for error. Here is McMaster of the British Virgin Islands in 5th position overall with 2,722 points. Needs a big long jump performance to get her back in medal contention. Aisha McMaster hits the board well, does McMaster. Tanique Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago has already taken her first round effort, 5.53 meters, so a fine start for her. Here's the Barbadian, Naima Taylor. She's in 6th position overall with 2,458 points. 5.21 meters for McMaster. Taylor getting out there. That distance looking beyond 5 meters.
Carifta Williams. If you can wave so we can see you. From Curacao, Yemen, Matrona. From Barbados, Ebony Ruffin. From the Bahamas, Kiwi Dubois. From
4.70 for Naima Taylor of Barbados. Here's Reyes of St. Martin, down in 8th position, 1,949 points. Well out of medal contention, but still giving it her all in this competition. Gets the red flag though, so she hasn't registered a mark.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Evans from the Bahamas won the first event yesterday, the 100 hurdles.
we have the girls on the 20 high jump.
But Tanique Vincent took control throughout the course of the day. And the Bahamian now in 2nd position overall with 2,995 points. Let's see how she goes in the long jump. Can she close on the Trinbagonian? We await her first round effort. Vincent got a very good first round effort at 5.53 meters. Evans needs a big long jump to close the gap. She's gotten 5.29 meters.
1.78.
That is 640 points for her.
Hello there, Ricardo. Hello all. Yeah, so she's closing the gap, and those two, it's a defining battle between those two. Here's Carrius.
From the British Virgin Islands, 1.74. From Jamaica, 1.78. Daniel Noble. Our Trinidad and Tobago athlete, Tanique Vincent, taking part at this point in time in the long jump. So these are the athletes who will be challenging the record.
Here's Carrius's jump, the defending champion. Certainly 5.42 is her jump, so she is up there in the conversation, just behind Vincent in the event. Here's McDonald from Jamaica next.
Yeah, Carrier started the day just outside the medals in 4th with 2,814 points. Kayla McDonald, the Jamaican. Oh, I thought she was about to abort the jump there. Took off well behind the board, McDonald. She starts the day in 3rd, 2,910 points.
Let's bring you up to date with the scores after that event. As they Hector will already have started that 50
By the way, in the live scoring,
position at the moment.
Tanique Vincent, the leader, with 4,017 points. She is 382 points ahead of the Bahamian, who now has 3,635. So a lot of work for the rest of the field to do to get anywhere close to the Trinbagonian, who leads the competition at this stage. 5.20 for McDonald of Jamaica. There's the leader, Tanique Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago, as we start the 2nd round of the heptathlon girls long jump. Nice and rangy. Oh, didn't hit the board there and bailed out of the effort. Still gets the white flag, but it won't matter. Will still remain 5.53 her best. That's 709 points for the Trinbagonian. She's over the 4,000 point mark, and 1 jump plus 2 other events to come.
She's attempting to create a little bit of history here for herself and her brother. I'm not sure, I was struggling to remember if twins have ever won gold medals at a Carifta Games.
Don't look to me. There's Vincent, so her best effort, 5.53 so far. Talia Descent of Grenada down in 7th position coming into this event.
We also have the semi-finals for the under 20 girls 100-meter hurdles. The semi-finals for the under
395 for Vincent on that second effort, by the way, inconsequential, as Deson starts her run, followed her first round effort and does the same in round number 2.
She's yet to register a mark here, Decent. Still struggling to get those inner mechanisms working. She's going to have to get it right. Here is McMaster of the British Virgin Islands. White flag, so that's going to count. Not sure if she's entirely happy with what she's produced here. Just in the region of that 5 meters. So far, Tanique Vincent's 5.53, 5 meters, 53 centimeters. Best jump in the event so far. .10 for McMaster.
So not an improvement to the 5:21 from the opening round. Here's the Barbadian now on the runway. Adia Evans. Once again gets a decent effort out there. Naima Taylor, apologies. 4:70 in the opening round for the Barbadian. Let's see what she gets in round number 2. So an interesting battle developing for the bronze medal in this heptathlon event. The defending champion, Carias of Guadeloupe, with her opening round effort in the long jump of 5:42, gets her 677 points. So 466 there for the Barbadian, not better. So Carias, 3,491 points now after her 5:42. MacDonald of Jamaica, after her first round effort of 5:20, 3,524 points. So a 33-point difference. MacDonald in the bronze medal position at this stage. The under 20 girls high jump final coming up. Janelle Shepard of St. Lucia, the record holder. There's the lineup. Tanique Vincent, who is also in heptathlon action. Zakiya Hunt of Barbados. Koi Adderley of the Bahamas. Shaniqua Williams of Jamaica. Naila Brown of Barbados. Jaquila Morton of the British Virgin Islands. And Daniel Noble of Jamaica. They start at 1.60 meters in the high jump. And easy clearance to start for Naila Brown of Barbados. Comes in with a 172 seed mark, so 160, comfortable. Here's a look now at 275. Jaquila Morton of the British Virgin Islands. Nakakonda 18 champion in 2023, and she too goes clear to start the competition. Personal best of 1.74 meters, set that at the NACAC Championship 2 years ago. Has also had good success at the Carifta Games. She is searching here for her 3rd Carifta medal, having won under 17 bronze in 2023 and silver last year. Here is Vincent doubling up this morning. Think she's already done what she needs to do in the heptathlon long jump, And maybe the transition from the long jump to the high jump posing a slight difficulty on her opening effort. But she aborts the run and now refocuses. She is looking for the heptathlon high jump double. Vincent does her work. That's great composure. And the heptathlon leader clears her first height in the under-20 girls high jump final. Coy Adderley of the Bahamas finished third in the NACAC under 18 final in 2023 when Morton won. First attempt coming up at 160 and she too comfortably over. Don't expect this height to pose much of a problem for these young ladies. Four of the 7 athletes make that 5 of the 7 athletes in the field have gone over 1.70 meters. The bar will move from 160 to 165. A number of the competitors in the field passed on that opening height, including the 2 Jamaicans, Shaniqua Williams and Danielle Noble, who come in as favorites, 2 178-meter jumpers, so they will enter the competition much later. Bar raised to 1.65 meters. They've taken a little bit more time between the changes. Action also coming up on the track as the bar is raised to 1.65 meters in the high jump. Qualifying coming up in the 100 hurdles for under 20 girls. 2 semi-final races. The top 3 from each plus the next 2 best on times will advance to the final. The championship record set in 2023 by the Jamaican Alexis James at 13.06. There's the lineup for the first. Coralie Alcan of Martinique, Dominique Dean of the Bahamas, Tiana Marshall, Jamaica, Gianna Paul, Trinidad and Tobago, Sophia Swindle of the U.S. Virgin Islands, Alika Harewood of Barbados, Shanti Augustine of Grenada, and Juravinska Costa of Curacao. Let's go through the field. Dean, a 400 hurdles under 17 silver medalist last year, missed out last night. This young lady doesn't have a Carifta medal yet individually. This is a great chance for her. How about this young lady? Gianna Paul beat the Austin Seeley Award winner Janaida Gans in the long jump last night. Fantastic effort. Sophia Swindle, the national under-20 record holder for the U.S. Virgin Islands, goes in lane number 5. There's Airwood of Barbados, 4th in the under-17 category last year. And then there in lane number 7, Shanti Augustine of Grenada, with Costa of Curacao closing out the field in lane number 8. Semi-final 1 of the under-20 girls 100 hurdles. The Jamaican Tiana Marshall is the fastest in the field at 13.33. She's competing in her second Carifta Games. Hasn't yet won an individual medal. Before last night, the 4x100 hadn't won a medal at all. Last time she was on the Jamaica 4x1 team, they were disqualified. But last night, they were brilliant. And she played a significant part in that on the backstretch. Marshall goes in 3. Gianna Paul, the long jump champion for Trinidad and Tobago, is in lane number 4. Ran a windy 13.82 coming into the Carifta Games. 3.6 behind her. Off they go. Marshall got up quickly. Darvini Dean of the Bahamas on the inside running well. Swindle, last year's bronze medalist for the USVI, coming through well. Marshall wins it comfortably, and Swindle gets there in second. And I think the long jump champion, Gianna Paul, might have snatched the third and final automatic qualifying spot. But this young lady clearly on a mission and starts her 100 hurdles campaign in fine style. There is Gianna Paul, the long jump champion from last night. Fabulous performance to win that. But Marshall wins at 13.72. She's into the final. We'll be back later on.
Barely even start, but after that second hurdle, it was where Marshall started to pull ahead. Paul had a lot to do at this point. She was getting a big challenge to her right side. But she's done just about enough to get ahead of Barbados' Harewood to take that third place.
Very, very close for that third and final automatic qualifying spot. So we'll be watching the third and the fourth and fifth place times closely. Here's a look at it. Negative 1.0 meters per second. The wind speed, Tiana Marshall of Jamaica, 13.72. Sophia Swindle of the US Virgin Islands, 14.18. Gianna Paul of Trinidad and Tobago, 14.26. And then Harewood of Barbados, 14.29, with Dean, 14.37. Those are the times on the bubble, 14.29 and 14.37. The second semi-final coming up in the under-20 girls 100 hurdles. This one includes Brianna Davidson of Jamaica, twice the under-17 champion at the Carifta Games, won 2022 and 2023. The athletes going through their paces. There's the lineup. Aliana Anderson of the Cayman Islands, Brianna Davidson of Jamaica, Maya Rollins of Barbados, Bailey Major of the Bahamas, Jenna Marie Thomas of Trinidad and Tobago, Zalza Franz of Curacao, and Luana Pranzola of Martinique. Second semi-final in the under-20 girls 100 hurdles. There is 2.79, Aliana Anderson of the Cayman Islands. There's the two-time under-17 100 hurdles champion at the Carifta Games, Brianna Davidson of Jamaica, 13.45 at her best. She's very good. Maya Rollins of Barbados, a windy 13.57 coming in, 2.9 meters per second behind her. Outside of her, Bailey Major of the Bahamas, outside 14 seconds this season at 14.13. Jenna Marie Thomas, second in the under-17 final last year, third last night at 400 hurdles in the under-20s, was really brilliant in that race. Zalza Franz, twice she was an under-17 bronze medalist, including last year. She steps up to the under-20s for Curacao. No, Luana Pranzola of Martinique on the outside. Semi-final 2 in the 100 hurdles for under-20 girls.
And several former medalists in this one at the under-17 level, so this one's going to be, those three would be the ones expected to go through. But you have to negotiate those hurdles. Jenna Marie Thomas would be full of confidence going into this one.
Couldn't make the Carifta team last year. Brianna Davidson, despite her absolute quality, because of the depth of sprint hurdling in her country, but also the depth of sprint hurdling at her own school. Second semi-final, under 20 girls, 100 hurdles. 3 short to go through. Oh, Bailey Manger of the Bahamas has gone quickly, and she could be in serious trouble here.
The look on her face says it all. Looking down, she sees the official coming across, and she knows it's not going to be good news for her. Well, the card was shown. Now the official looks away to her right. Here's how it happened. Yep. Very, very clear indeed. And she has to leave the track. Wondering what the discussion was about. Wasn't cut and dried by any means. There was a little bit of a discussion. A couple other officials got involved. But the look of disappointment, you know the emotions will come out.
Always unfortunate. The favorite still there. Davidson of Jamaica in lane number 3. Hunting a third Carifta gold medal, first at the under 20 level. She has the outstanding Tiana Marshall to deal with, who won the first semi-final. Marshall beat her at the Jamaican Carifta trials as well. Off they go. Davidson responded to the gun well. Maya Rollins of Barbados moving into second position now. Davidson chased by Rollins. Davidson wins ahead of the US-born Barbadian, who crosses the line in second position. 13:64 on the clock downstairs. That will be adjusted, no doubt, but the business-like Brianna Davidson of Jamaica wins the second semi-final in 13:73.
And clinching that third automatic spot is Aliana Anderson of the Cayman Islands, and Jenna Marie Thomas, the silver medalist in the under-17 last year. She is in that fourth position, so she could be in some trouble here. We'll have to take a close look at that time.
A little bit surprising. Sometimes it can be difficult after the exertions of the night before, especially when you've done well. Adrenaline flowing, might not have gotten enough rest, and then you have to turn up the next morning for 100 hurdles qualifying. Brianna Davidson, fresh, the Jamaican, and looking really smart in qualifying. Here is confirmation, -1.7, 13:73. Maya Rollins of Barbados, 13:87. Anderson, 14:36. Jenna Marie Thomas at 14:46 will not be in the final, because Alika Harewood of Barbados at 14:29 and Darvinique Dean of the Bahamas at 14:37 will be the non-automatic qualifiers. And with that, we go to a break on our coverage of the Carifta Games, the third and final morning of competition from the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. More to come. 110 hurdles qualifying in the under 20 boys, plus the high jump final for under 20 girls is still in progress. Back to the Hilton Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago, the third and final morning of the 52nd Carifta Games. And we've just seen semi-final action in the 100 hurdles for under 20 girls, and a semi-final action coming up shortly in the under 20 boys 110 hurdles. But the high jump final for under 20 girls is in progress. The bar is now at 1.70 meters, and we will rejoin that competition. Nyla Brown of Barbados on the runway. Championship record, by the way, 1.87 meters. There's her card. Oh, clip that. So that was actually Zakia Hunt of Barbados and not Nyla Brown in the high jump final for under 20 girls. There's competitive 500. Shaniqua Williams of Jamaica, the bar at 1.73. She has been clean so far. And now at 173, she delivers another comfortable clearance. Shaniqua Williams of Jamaica was at the World Under 20 Championships last year. Incidentally, ran mixed 4x4 for Jamaica. Fell out in the prelims of the high jump. Has won a Carifta medal before, bronze in the Bahamas at the under 17 level in 2023. So she wants to get gold here in the under 20 category. 188, Nyla Brown of Barbados. Deep in concentration. Nice, beautiful rhythm, but takes the bar down first time at 1.73. Tanique Vincent of Trinidad and Tobago has retired from the competition, deciding that it's not worth it. First time failure there at 173 for Brown. Also failed first time at 170 before going clear. So Tanique Vincent out of the competition. Zakia Hunt, the Barbadian, also out. This is Shakia Morton of the British Virgin Islands. Twice a Carifta high jump medalist in the past. But she takes the bar down there, and that could potentially hurt her chances of securing a medal. We're getting very close to the business end of this competition. 1.73 meters, the type of height that could separate the contenders from the pretenders. She was clean all the way through, so at this stage she's still in a medal position. But she would love to have this 173 height to confirm it. This is 474, Danielle Noble of Jamaica. Won the under 17 title at home in Kingston in 2022, and she returns to the Carifta Games for the first time since then. Passed at 160, cleared first time at 165 and 170. Can she become the second athlete clear at 173? Her teammate Shaniqua Williams has already done so. So much focus, and gets the job done. Danielle Noble looking for her second Carifta gold medal, and she's clear at 1.73 meters. So the two Jamaicans safely over, and they move into first and second. There's confirmation. Qualifying coming up in the 110 hurdles for under 20 boys. Two semi-final races on tap. The championship record, 13.23, set in 2014 by William Bolosian. There is a chance that record could go at these Carifta Games. Axel Biguin of French Guiana, Daniel Clark of Jamaica, Taj Brown of the Bahamas, Tonavila Hicks of Haiti, and Tariq Vincent, the decathlon champion from Trinidad and Tobago. Let's start in lane number 2 with Axel Biguin of French Guiana, 14.7 at his best. This is Daniel Clark of Jamaica, won their Carifta trials in 13.06, the joint 6th fastest time in history at the under 20 level. Outside of him, Taj Brown of the Bahamas, a sub-14 performer as well, 13.96, 4th last year. Can he upgrade that to a medal? Just outside of him, Tonavila Hicks of Haiti hasn't broken 14 seconds yet. Would love for this to be the time to do it. The decathlon champion, unsurprisingly I would say, Tariq Vincent, not there.
He celebrated his gold medal with a somersault in front of the stands last night. That really got the crowd going.
I wondered about it this morning when I saw his name on the heat sheet, and I was thinking to myself, no way he recovers to get back and run 110 hurdles this morning. There is Daniel Clark. He's the favorite, the Jamaican, in this semi-final. 13.06. It was a jaw-dropping performance at Jamaica's Carifta trials at GC Foster College in Spanish Town. Obliterated the defending Carifta champion Shaquane Gordon, but Gordon got his revenge at the high school championship in a terrific race. Both had a lovely embrace at the end of it. This is semi-final 1. Off they go. Clark strong, powerful, but he's been challenged through the first half of the race by Taj Brown. Now the favorite convincingly steps away and powers through the line in 13.18. If the wind is legal and if that holds, it will be a new Carifta record. Let's await the adjustment. It is a fabulous performance for this youngster, and we await confirmation of the final time and the wind as well. It has been negative so far this morning. 13.23, he's equaled the Carifta Games record in qualifying.
Wilhelm Bolosian, you have some company.
Another look at it, Taj Brown of the Bahamas out well alongside the Jamaican. But Daniel Clark is so powerful and he's so fast as well. Ran on Jamaica's 4x100 team in qualifying yesterday, anchored them to the final, and here has a look across at the clock. Knows he's gone faster than the record a number of times this season, and so it won't come as a surprise to him. That's fabulous running, fine hurdling in qualifying. Daniel Clark joins Bolosian as the Carifta Games record holder in the 110 hurdles.
Small smile on his face as he gets across the line. He knew he was very, very close indeed. That record was set back in 2014 in the Carifta Games. So that record has been standing for 11 years. So great effort here from Clark.
Negative 1.2 meters per second, the wind speed 13.23 for Clark. Taj Brown 13.7 for the Bahamian. That's a personal best for him. Tonavila Hicks 14.15 also qualifies automatically. 15.08 for Begwin of French Guiana. He'll have to wait and see. We're switching between 110 hurdles qualifying and the high jump. Morton of the British Virgin Islands, third and final attempt here at 173, and she doesn't go clear. So she is out of the high jump competition. The bar now at 1.76 meters. There is Shaniqua Williams of Jamaica. Noble, her compatriot, still there like we saw last time. Both already clear at 1.73. This is her first attempt coming up at 176. She is seeking her first Carifta high jump gold medal. And goes clear. That's brilliant jumping. Just what the doctor ordered for Shaniqua Williams. Exited in the prelims at the World Under-20 Championships in Peru at the back end of last year. But here at the Carifta Games in Port of Spain, she's in fine fettle. Here is her competition for gold. Danielle Noble has waited a few years to return to this stage, but she's returned just as good as she was the last time around as far as contending for Carifta Gold is concerned. Better when you consider the level at which she is jumping. Danielle Noble, oh, takes that down, and that will hurt her in the battle for gold. It now means she'll have to go higher than her compatriot to win the Carifta Under-20 title. Back to the track we go in the 110 hurdles. Second semi-final coming up for the Under-20 boys. There's the lineup. Tejon Webb of St. Kitts and Nevis, the defending champion. Shaquane Gordon of Jamaica. Jaheel Smichael of the Bahamas. Shane West of Trinidad and Tobago. And Carl Ned of Grenada. There is the Kittian. Tejon Webb, 1474 performer. Can get into the final if he's able to produce that there. The defending champion from Jamaica, Shaquane Gordon, goes in lane number 3. Outside of him, Jaheel Smichael of the Bahamas, 1388 is his best. He and Gordon, the only ones under 14 seconds in this field. In 5, the Trinbagonian, Shane West, 5th in the 400 hurdles final last night. Would love to be back in another final here. And on the outside of him, Kyle Ned of Grenada. Can he get into the championship race?
Gordon is seen as main rival, equal the Carifta record. What's he thinking here? Just focused on qualification, or he will not be going after the record? He'll be looking to conserve energy, perhaps for that final, just to get into the final.
Looked brilliant in the 110, in the 4x100 yesterday. But I tell you something, at the Jamaican High School Championships, Danielle Clark went in the first semi-final, ran 13:08. And in the second semi-final, Shaquane Gordon went after it, ran 13:11. He didn't hold back, and then turned out the next day and won the title. Let's see how he goes in qualifying here. The record equaled at 13:23. Off they go. Gordon got up well. Got to the first, second, third, and fourth hurdles first. The Bahamian is out. Shane West trying to qualify for Trinidad and Tobago. But Shaquane Gordon is flying here. He's going for the record. Hasn't gotten it, 13:32. Not dissimilar to what happened at the Jamaican High School Championships. 13:41 is what that comes back at for Shaquane Gordon. The defending champion is in the final, and he sets up another titanic battle with his compatriot Danielle Clark, who has waited on him there. They have developed a fabulous rivalry, especially this season, and part 3 is being contested in Port of Spain.
Excellent running from him here. He definitely going after the record. Just a slight stumble there after the penultimate hurdle, but recovered well. Look at it. You might see it here, just tilting towards the left. but recovered well and is across the line. So, despite the fact that they seem to be very friendly, they're teammates after all. They're very close. I'm sure they would have run against each other, as you mentioned, a lot of times before. Well, this is going to be a huge battle in that final.
Certainly will be a huge battle. It's negative 1.6 meters per second, the wind speed. Gordon 13.41. Webb of St. Kitts and Nevis 14.39. He gets into the final. So does Shane West of Trinidad and Tobago at 14.45. And Kyle Ned of Grenada will be there as well with his 14.65, along with Axel Beguin of French Guiana, who did 15.08 in the first semi-final. Under 20 girls high jump final still in progress. The two Jamaicans remaining in the competition. 1.78 the height of the bar. Personal best height this for both athletes. It has already been cleared by Shaniqua Williams. Danielle Noble has her first attempt here, having cleared second time at 1.76. She is behind in the battle for gold, and that will help significantly. A first-time clearance at 1.78 meters, a personal best equaling performance. And now the two Jamaicans will go into lifetime best territory in the battle for the Carifta Games gold medal.
That's what you love to see. They're going against what they've done before, and who will break the barrier first and earn that gold medal.
Terrific battle we're having here on the final morning. Noble searching for her second Carifta gold medal. Her countrywoman Shaniqua Williams trying to get her first. The bar will be raised to 1.80 meters. This was Shaniqua Williams' attempt at 1.78. Oh, that's fabulous jumping. And I think she has the ability to go higher here. She has taken down the bar, her first attempt at 1.80. So that opens the door for Noble to take the lead in the competition. If Noble can clear first time here, she'll be the new leader. 4.74. There's her card. One blemish, first time at 1.76. That is what is making the difference at this stage. Can she turn it around with this attempt? Danielle Noble of Jamaica, the 2022 Under-17 champion, back at the Carifta Games for the first time since. Can she deliver a decisive clearance right here? Purposeful to the bar. Oh, that's superb! A lifetime best for Danielle Noble. And she takes the lead in the Carifta Games on the 20 final. That is stunning.
Great performance. She's gotten to her best ever jump, and her rival knocked over the bar with the previous jump, so advantage to Noble.
That's the thing about the high jump. Williams opened the door and Noble kicked it over, and now she has the lead. What a battle we're having. Here's another look at it. So much purpose in her run-up. Got the height, stayed relaxed through the effort. This is brilliant jumping.
Well, Well, while we were watching that replay, Williams has in fact cleared at her second attempt.
So both over now at 1.80 meters, but it still means that Noble is the leader. She's the one that takes the advantage going into the next height. While significant, it isn't necessarily decisive, but we'll find out.
Great composure there shown by Noble, because in the last jump, it was Williams that cleared it first. Noble had to take another jump to go over. Now she's turned the tables on arrival. So the psychological battle, you're battling gravity to start with, but the psychological battle between these two is very fierce at the moment.
Just making a check that Noble did clear 182 earlier this season. So still just shy of that lifetime best actually for her. Shaniqua Williams. Oh, first time attempt at the new height. So 1.82 advantage, Noble, and it's a significant advantage as well. So Noble 182 correction at her very best. So now she's at her personal best equaling height, but a massive effort at 180 to take the lead first time. And Williams, who is 180 at her best, 178 this season though, is the one under pressure in this final. There's confirmation of her card. First time clearance at 180. Now at personal best equaling territory, 182. Once again, deep in concentration. Fully focused on the task at hand. Knows it's not over, even though she has the advantage. Second attempt coming up at 1.82 meters. Oh, that was a close effort. That was really close. Takes it down. But this height is certainly not beyond her.
So this is Shaniqua, second attempt at 1.82.
Shaniqua Williams, second attempt coming up at 1.82 meters. Has already equaled her 1.80 lifetime best.
Her body language looking a little bit different than it was 10 minutes ago. If anything, wondering what the internal monologue is like for her.
At the Jamaican High School Championship, Noble won comfortably with a 180 clearance. Williams was down in second at 173. Williams has provided significantly greater competition in this Carifta final, but she still finds herself behind, and with one attempt to come at this 182 height.
High pressure situation for these two young athletes. It's the one that handles it better at this point will go on to take that gold medal. Jamaica's 17 gold medals so far in the games. Definitely going to win the 18th this morning, and the first one to be handed out in the morning session. 3 gold medals up for grabs.
Yeah, they've had some interesting battles this season. Noble has won 3 consecutive big ones, her regional high school championships, the Carifta trials, and the national high school championships back in Jamaica, which all come in the space of about 3 or 4 weeks. And Noble came out on top in all 3 of those. The closest they have battled was at the trials when they both cleared 178. But here they have both gone beyond that. And Noble getting ready for another attempt at 182. She's trying to make it a 4th big one in a row, and she's in pole position. Takes that one down. But she's still in control of the event. Right now she has one hand on the gold medal and one attempt to come at 1.82 meters.
Oh, she'd love to sign off with 1.2 clearance here, but she might be just a minute away from confirmation, a couple minutes away from confirmation of her gold medal. The pressure over to Williams.
It's now or never for Shaniqua Williams. If she doesn't clear here, then Danielle Noble will become Carifta champion for the 2nd time in her career. Shaniqua Williams, best performance at the Carifta Games, a bronze in the under-17 category in 2023. That was in the Bahamas. So she has bettered her best already in terms of the quality of medals won. But to stay in the gold medal hunt, she has to clear right here. Shaniqua Williams. Oh, that was a very good attempt, but it's not good enough. And she exits with the best clearance of 1.80. She equals her personal best of 2 years ago and secures silver in the Carifta Games final for the under-20 girls.
Silver medal for Williams and a gold medal for Noble. And she's back on the track. She's going to try to improve on her jump. Her 3rd attempt at 180. That'll take Jamaica's tally now officially to 18 gold medals and 13 silver medals, 45 overall.
Yeah, Shaniqua Williams ensures that for the 3rd straight year, she clears 1.80 meters, equaling her personal best. Did it in 2023, last year again, and now in 2025. Danielle Noble now knows that she's the Carifta champion. And so she can relax even more through this 3rd and final attempt at 1.82 meters. Because it's inconsequential for where the gold medal is heading. Deep in concentration. Final morning of the Carifta Games. And a fine high jump on the 20 girls competition to get us going. Danielle Noble doesn't get it, but it doesn't matter. She's the Carifta Games champion at the under 20 level. 3 years after she won the under 17 title in Kingston. She produces another fine performance, 1.80 meters. The winning height, same as the 2nd place finisher, Shaniqua Williams. Her teammate, the Jamaicans, go 1-2 in the under 20 girls high jump. We'll wrap up that competition shortly. Let's head to Donald Oliver.
Thanks, Ricardo. I'm here with Zanique Charles of Antigua and Barbuda, who did a couple of personal bests in achieving her eventual mark of 46.29 meters, and she's absolutely ecstatic for this gold medal because you finished 4th last year, didn't you? So this is just a big improvement on your part.
Yeah.
What was it like out there?
The sun was hot, first of all.
Oh yeah.
The sun was beating me. I just, the energy wasn't there, but then I chose my first show And I was like, I can go bigger than this. So I went bigger and I executed what my coach told me to do, and I got that show.
Isn't it amazing when you're in rhythm though and you're able to execute like that?
Yeah, I was excited.
Do you think you can go much farther than that this season?
Yes, I think I can hit 50 this season.
Wow. What do you take what do you take away from these Carifta games though?
I don't know.
What have you learned? What would you say would be the main thing that you learned from this experience?
Being nervous doesn't mean anything.
That's true.
Yeah, when you're nervous, it just carry down everything. So
Yeah.
you just have to be ready. Yeah.
And be fully prepared as
And
well.
be fully prepared.
What do you have to say to your family and friends and supporters back home in Antigua and Barbuda?
I just want to say I'm happy to make y'all proud. Thanks to my mom, my father, Chris, my grandmother, Lynette, my sisters, Zoe and Janella, my cousins, Dikai, Kali, Kemoy, Jamoy, Malik, everybody. Don't feel bad if I don't call in.
You can send them an email afterwards.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
I want to say thank you to my coaches and my supporters and my friends and family.
Thanks very much, Zanique. We'll go to a commercial break. When we return, so much more of the action on the track and on the field as well. Stay tuned.
Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago, here's the Crawford Stadium, the venue for the 2025 Carifta Games, the 52nd edition of this wonderful event, a carnival of Caribbean brilliance at the junior level in track and field. We've seen qualifying in the sprint hurdles, the 110 hurdles for under 20 boys, the 100 hurdles for under 20 girls. We've seen the high jump final for under 20 girls, long jump for heptathlon girls. There is still more to come on this final morning of competition. 4x400 relay qualifying for the under 17 boys and the under 20 boys, plus the long jump under 17 boys final is also taking place. Big news coming through. There will be a rerun in the 110 hurdles for under 20 boys. Well, at least for one athlete. In the second semi-final, the Bahamian claimed that he heard an echo and he will be allowed Jahil Smichael to run to see if he can make a time good enough to contest the final later on today. Incidentally and interestingly, the Jamaican in the 400 meters for under 20 boys, Taj Marquez White, claimed he also heard an echo, which is why he stopped in the 400 final on the opening night of competition. So here we go then for the first heat of the 4x400 for under 17 boys. The qualification system for this one: 2 semi-final races, top 3 plus the next 2 best on times to advance to the final. Record for this one, 3 minutes 14.52, set in 2012 by Jamaica. Team of Ivan Henry, Akeen Williams, Michael O'Hara and Devon Baker. This one, Bermuda, Turks and Caicos, US Virgin Islands, Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. Top 3 teams to advance to the final, which will be the final under 17 boys event. There's confirmation of the lineup. No lane number 4, Turks and Caicos, so we're down to 4 teams: Bermuda, US Virgin Islands, Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. Tanique Vincent, Trinidad and Tobago, still leads the heptathlon after event number 5, the long jump, 4,019 points ahead of Ali Evans of the Bahamas, 3,635. Kayla McDonald of Jamaica, 3,590. And the defending champion Clementine Carayas of Guadeloupe in 4th, 3,529. Let's go through the lineup. The Jamaica team will go in lane number 7. They start with Jaden Campbell, the 400 hurdles silver medalist. Trinidad and Tobago will go in lane number 6. On lead off for them, Cordell Lewis. Then in lane number 5, the US Virgin Islands. Jaquan Craig on their opening leg. And Bermuda will be in lane number 3. They have David Morris on leadoff. Four teams, 3 to qualify automatically for the final tonight. They have announced the stand. Straight finals for the girls of 4x400 relays.
Seems to be an error with the gun, we're told. Interestingly, for Trinidad and Tobago, also in this team, the 4x400 meter team, Cordell Lewis is going to start off. He is doing the first leg. Corday Lewis, his twin brother, one of 3 twins in this Trinidad and Tobago squad, is also going to be running in this race.
They come in pairs in the Twin Island Republic.
That's why we are the Twin Islands.
Off they go. First semi-final heat in the 4x400 for under 17 boys. Jaden Campbell leading off for the Jamaicans. Lewis for Trinidad and Tobago tracking him well down the backstretch. US Virgin Islands and Bermuda a little back as they go through the 200 meters. Jaden Campbell missed the Jamaican High School Championship with injury, but ran a personal best in the 400 hurdles last night. It was a brilliant performance to earn silver, and looking smooth in 4x400 qualifying on the opening leg. Jaden Campbell of Jamaica, Cordell Lewis of Trinidad and Tobago. That's the way they make the change. Let's see how they shape up on this second leg. Bermuda in third, the US Virgin Islands further back in fourth position. The Jamaicans have opened up a significant advantage here. Rasheen Richards, a 47.91 400 runner, but he had a disappointing performance in the 400 final, like he did in the final of the Jamaican High School Championships. But he has so much quality. He's coached by the 1983 world champion Bertland Cameron. Trinidad and Tobago were surpassed by Bermuda, but they are now back in that second position with the Jamaicans well clear.
Christopher Sammy running that second leg for Trinidad and Tobago. He has 2 goals already in these games.
Trinidad and Tobago comfortably into second now, moving further away from Bermuda. Jamaica easing down the back straight away with Eshani Porter, who was in the 400 final last night. The second of the Lewis twins on this third leg for Trinidad and Tobago. We had Corday on the opening leg, and now Cordell on this third leg. Porter comfortable for the Jamaicans. Trinidad and Tobago back in second. Bermuda in third. The US Virgin Islands further back in fourth. Final change effected now. The 400 silver medalist Dwayne Sharp has the baton for Jamaica.
Sanchez Smith for Bermuda now handing over.
They are way back in third position. Down the back stretch they go. Sharp looking comfortable. Trinidad and Tobago in second position. Down the stretch they come in the first semi-final heat of the 4x400 for under 17 boys. Jamaica from Trinidad and Tobago, Bermuda and the US Virgin Islands. The Jamaicans easy in qualifying. Trinidad and Tobago comfortably into the final as well, and Bermuda will join them. The US Virgin Islands will finish fourth in this first semi-final, and they will be hoping that their time is good enough to advance to the final, with 5 teams to come in the second semi-final.
Brian Scott doing the job for Trinidad and Tobago. Good final leg to clinch second place, and Ferbert Lightbourne of Bermuda finishing that final leg, and he has claimed the third spot.
First semi-final race in the under 17 boys 4x400, claimed by Jamaica. Pretty strong team put out by the Jamaicans. I don't suspect they will be making any changes for the final. I think this 4 will return later on. Trinidad and Tobago with Brian Scott on the anchor leg. I wonder if they'll consider bringing in Christopher Sammy for the final. No, he is 800, 1500, 1500, 3000, but seemed a foot of running to me, and having so much confidence. You never know, he could just deliver a massive run in that final.
His quote from the first day: first it was me and the field, then it was me and the other runner, and then it was just me. that will live in my mind for a long time. He's very, very confident, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is, that is for sure. And sometimes you need that on a 4x4. Jamaica taking this first heat though in the semi-final round, and doing so comfortably. Here is confirmation 3 minutes 19.25. Trinidad and Tobago 3 minutes 23.82. US Virgin Islands 3 minutes 29.37. And Bermuda 3:37.11. So we're watching that time closely. Let's head to Donald Oliver.
Thanks, Ricardo. I'm here with Daniil Noble as well as Shaniqua Williams, both from Jamaica. They did a 1-2 in the under-20 girls high jump, both registering 1.80 meters. And I tell you what, it was a really tough competition out there, but Daniil came out on top. What was it like competing in that heat?
It was very, I don't know, I won't say exhilarating, but like there's that feeling of not knowing if you're going to win or not. I just like that feeling, just the competitiveness. I think it was a really good competition, and I really enjoyed it. It's
good to be back at the Carifta Games because you missed out last year having competed in Kingston, was it?
Yeah, I competed in Jamaica, Kingston in 2022, but didn't make it last year.
Shaniqua, you finished with a silver medal. You must be pleased.
Yes, sir, I am.
What do you take away from these Carifta Games?
Sir, I took away a lot. I'm very grateful for where I placed. And first of all, I would like to thank God for giving me this talent and for making me reach this far. I would also like to thank my coach, Mr. Ruel James, and my family for being my biggest support system.
All right, thank you very much, ladies, and all the best for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Ricardo, back to you.
Daniil Noble and Shaniqua Williams, the 1-2 finishers in the under-20 girls high jump competition. I think it was Morton of the British Virgin Islands who got third in that final. A third medal for her at the Carifta Games in the high jump. 4x400 under 17 boys, second semi-final heat coming up. Barbados, Grenada, Bahamas, Guyana, and St. Kitts and Nevis. Well, in lane number 7, St. Kitts and Nevis. Guyana will go in lane number 6. Daquan Farrell will lead off for them. Very dangerous campaigner. The Bahamas don't very much. They'll have Egan Neely in qualifying, but on the opening leg, they have Jonathan Higgs, who was in the 400 and the 400 hurdles final. Lane number 4, Grenada. They have gone well at these championships, and they will be looking to do the same here in this heat with Tyreek Thomas on the first leg. And then on the inside in lane number 3, Barbados. Zachary Wall, 400 bronze medalist, leads them off. That's interesting. With Wall on the opening leg, they'll be looking for a big start from him. Sent on their way. Second semi-final in the under-17 boys. 4x400. Farrell has gone out well for Guyana. Barbados looking for a strong start from Zachary Wall. He leads them off in lane number 3. Closing down on Grenada now and going after the Bahamians with Guyana through Farrell, still going well on the outside. They transition down the stretch. Barbados, I think, based on the stagger, with the advantage. The Bahamians running well too. Very good opening leg for Jonathan Higgs, but it's Wall, the 400 bronze medalist, who gives Barbados the lead. Barbados and Bahamas. What a fine semi-final battle this is. Guyana, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Grenada battling for that third and final automatic qualifying spot. Jerry Woodside running this leg for Bahamas. Barbados with Aiden Moore. Moore challenges on the outside, but the Bahamians hold strong with Woodside. Woodside stepping away now, and Bahamas with the advantage after the second leg over the Barbadians, who led after the first. The battle for third is pretty strong. Out of shot at the moment, but Grenada have moved into third position. Down the back stretch they go.
Zion Bradford for Bahamas on the third leg, and Jacoby Brown-Smith for Barbados. Those are the two battling in front.
Brown-Smith losing ground slightly for the Barbadians. Zion Bradford with the lead for Bahamas. So many Zions on this Bahamian team. Zion Bradford, Zion Shepherd, Zion Miller. Must be a popular Bahamian name. Bradford gives them the lead into the final leg of the 4x4. They'll have Egan Neely, the 400 champion, to bring in for the final, and the man who anchored them to 4x100 gold last night as well. It is Bahamas with the advantage. Cameron Henfield, well, he's done a lot of work at these championships. Henfield did the octathlon, got to the final of the 100 meters as well, and he's pouring it on here. Bahamas ahead of Barbados. Guyana ahead of Grenada in the battle for the third and final automatic qualifying spot. Henfield will take Bahamas home. Barbados in second, and in a pretty quick time as well, a 3:17.26. Grenada will get ahead of Bahamas and qualify. Sorry, Grenada will get ahead of Guyana and qualify automatically to the final. $3:17.37 for the Bahamians, even faster than the Jamaicans. The Bahamians have come to the Carifta Games with a lot of confidence about their 4x4 units, especially on the boys' side. And their under-17 team will have a massive chance of winning the gold medal later. When Egan Neely comes in on that team, it will be a titanic battle.
It certainly will be. As for Grenada, Giovanni Green running that final leg, he outlasted D'Angelo Smith of Guyana to get that third automatic spot. This was the changeover into the second leg, and Bahamas had a slight lead at this point. Barbados still very much in it, but over the next two legs it would be the Bahamas to really take it away.
The Bahamians could also bring in Jacario Wilson, who won the 400 hurdles last night, so they're going to be hard to beat come the final.
They have a Swiss Army knife, don't they? All sorts of tools to beat you with.
And they sure do. Going to be a cracking under 17 boys 4x400 final. The last under 17 boys event set for Carifta Games 2025. Jamaica Archer put the Carifta region on notice coming into the games. The B3's president, and well, on the evidence of what we've seen so far, they won the under 17 400, they won the under 17 400 hurdles, the under 17 4x100 on the boys side, so would not be a surprise if they won the under 17 4x400 tonight. Confirmation 3:17.37, the Bahamians fastest in qualifying. Barbados 3:18.71, Grenada 3:25.35. They are all automatic. Guyana 3:26.22. They get into the final as well as St. Kitts and Nevis at 3:33.57. That means Bermuda at 3:37.11 miss out on the championship race tonight. Long jump final on the 17 boys in progress as well as we get ready for the final bit of track action on this morning session, the 4x400 for under 20 boys. That event scheduled to begin at 10:30, so we're 3 minutes away from that, 10:30 local time. And we will close this morning session paying very close attention to the long jump final for under 17 boys. There's the 100 champion out of Jamaica, Michael Graham, looking for a long jump 100 double. The Jamaicans have not been as dominant this Carifta Games as they have been in the past, but they would love to finish strongly. Graham gets the white flag. Issue with the baton change, first to second, last night in the 4x100 final, when he finally got the baton, ran a terrific leg, but it was in vain because the Jamaicans finished down in 5th. Competitor 47 on the runway, Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago. That looks like a pretty good effort out towards 7 meters. Four by 400 qualifying coming up for the under 20 boys. We'll have all the information for you on the long jump for under 17 boys final. 3:05.68, the championship record set in 2013 by Jamaica. Lennox Williams, Omar McLeod, Javon Minzy and Javon Francis. The lineup for the first semi-final race: Guyana, St. Lucia, Bahamas and Jamaica. No Antigua and Barbuda. Their team no doubt affected by at least the injury to Kasaya Daly. Away they go. Robert Miller leading off the Jamaicans, the 400 hurdles champion from last night. Consistently runs the opening leg for his high school team, and unsurprisingly given the job of leading off the Jamaicans in this one. The Bahamians will have a pretty good team as well. Emmanuel Adams is running the opening leg for them, and they are moving well with Guyana on the inside. Down the stretch they come. Bahamas ahead of Jamaica with Guyana back in third. Here they come to the first change. The Bahamians with the advantage, Jamaica in second. Guyana back in third. Looks like Caden Persan running the second leg for Guyana.
Aidan Kelly has the second leg for Bahamas.
Jamaica in second position. They have Daniel Wright, a 46.92 performer, but he's been far from his best for a number of weeks now after injury. The Bahamians pouring it on, and they are well clear. Down the stretch, Aidan Kelly with a big lead for Bahamas. 10 meters the difference maybe. Jamaica and Guyana. Looks like Malachi Austin the 400 silver medalist, last year's 400 champion on this leg for the Guyanese. The Bohemians still comfortable at the top.
Zion Shepherd is in there in the third leg.
Didn't make the 400 final. Zion Shepherd would have been very disappointed with that, but he gets a chance to redeem himself at 4x4, and he's opening the advantage for the Bohemians. They have come for these two events, the 4x400 under 17 and under 20 boys. Guyana in second position ahead of the Jamaicans as the final changes are made. Bahamas, Guyana, Jamaica. Top three short to go through. Of course, the Bohemians have Zion Miller, the 400 champion, to bring in for the final later on. They have on this leg, looks, yeah, they have Everett Fraser on this leg, the Bohemians. Jamaica, though, with Taj Marquez White. He was the favorite for the 400 gold medal, Taj Marquez White, but stopped. Said he thought he heard an echo and the race would be recalled. It was never recalled, and he never got the opportunity to win his first Carifta individual gold medal, but he brilliantly anchors the Jamaicans here to victory at 3:11.20. He's almost like a safeguard on the anchor leg for any team he competes for. Taj Marquez White, and the Jamaicans win at 3:11.36. But don't forget, the Bohemians have the 400 champion, Zion Miller, to bring in for the final. But Jamaica, they also have Marcinia Rose, who stopped in that 400 final as well. So Rose and Marquez White are very, very fresh.
Guyana had Rodell Green on that last leg. And Green brings them home in third place and clinches that third and final spot for Guyana. Well, it was St. Lucia that trailed a distance behind, and their time will be interesting to see, because can they make it into that as the next non-automatic qualifier? Big lead for Bahamas at this point, and there was a massive changeover on this leg. Jamaica were just ahead of Guyana at this point. And when you look at how this race ended, you're wondering how it got there. It really transitioned over these next two legs.
Yeah, certainly did. Paul Henry holding his own on the third leg for the Jamaicans. And once Taj Marquez White got the baton, you knew the race was on. 45.84 personal best. Taj Marquez White felt we were denied an amazing 400 under 20 final with the two Jamaicans stopping. But looking at the positive side of everything these days, it means that they are pretty fresh for the 4x400. Cruise control. The Bohemians will for sure bring in Zion Miller, who ran a stellar leg in the mixed 4x4 to take the Bohemians to victory, with Nabi anchoring them home. Smooth running as always from Taj Marquez White to give the Jamaicans the victory in qualifying. Here's confirmation. Jamaica 3 minutes 11.36, Bahamas 3 minutes 12.28, Guyana 3 minutes 12.93, and St. Lucia 3 minutes 23.43. So the St. Lucians will have to wait and see if their time is good enough to make progress, with the second semi-final coming up in short order. 5 teams listed for the second semi-final.
So I want to talk about the boys under 17 long jump. Amani Phillips has made his personal best twice in the first attempt at 7.26, and then third attempt.
Long jump final for under 17 boys. Amani Phillips of Jamaica, the triple jump winner already at the Carifta Games, and in record fashion in the triple jump as well, 15.58 meters. That was his first effort in the long jump final at 7.26 meters, and that of course gave him the lead. And he wasn't done yet. He followed up with 7.28, not far outside his personal best of 7.30. So he is in fabulous form, Phillips, and he leads the long jump final for under 17 boys. We will be giving you jump by jump coverage of that final following the 4x400 to close the morning session here at the Carifta Games. Final morning of competition at the Hayes de Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. So much history. Feels as if you're walking through and around history when you're in Port of Spain, Vidya.
Yeah, it certainly is.
There's the lineup: Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, and the British Virgin Islands for the second and final semi-final, final race, final track event of the morning session of day number 3.
So we go back to track side for the second section of the under 20 boys 4x400 meters relay. Semi-finals. Top 3 to advance to the next 2 best times. The time versus 1. There are only 4 teams in section 1, so we only have 1 time on the ball, which means that's another of the non-automatic.
British Virgin Islands will go in lane number 7. And they have Joseph Leonard on the opening leg. Grenada, they have quality in their setup. Will be interesting to see what they do. I think they have a shot at a medal. Quanil Pierre will lead them off. Trinidad and Tobago, Michaelan Woods on the start leg. Then in lane number 4, St. Kitts and Nevis, Akane Samuel Francis won a brilliant bronze medal in the 400 hurdles last night in his first year as an under-20 athlete. Barbados in lane number 3 with Jaden Green. In fact, not Jaden Green, it's Lewis Greenidge. Lewis Greenidge, who is on the opening leg for Barbados. Shane Lewis Greenidge on the opening leg. Shane Greenidge Lewis on the opening leg. You have to get it right eventually, right?
Third time lucky.
Or fourth. Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, and the British Virgin Islands. That's the field for the second and the final semi-final in the under-20 boys 4x400. Michaelan Woods has gone out well for Trinidad and Tobago. Closing down on Pierre for Grenada. On the outside, Leonard of the British Virgin Islands trying to hang with the top 2. Barbados coming through in lane number 3 with Greenidge Lewis. Down the stretch they come. Michaelan Woods leads for Trinidad and Tobago. The Barbadians coming forward well. Grenada still holding strong. Here they come to the first change. It's Barbados just ahead of Trinidad and Tobago, I think, with Grenada in 3rd and St. Kitts and Nevis in 4th. The British Virgin Islands well back in 5th.
Terrell Johnson-Rouse will take over for Barbados, and for Trinidad and Tobago, it's Joshua Perry.
Perry stepping forward beautifully. Johnson-Rouse with a 4 or 5 meter advantage. Grenada back in third position now.
They've got Ian George on the third leg.
St. Kitts and Nevis in fourth. Johnson Ross for Barbados, pouring it on down the home stretch. Perry is rallying for Trinidad and Tobago. But it's still a 5 or 6 meter lead for the Barbadians. Trinidad and Tobago fly in front though. Oh, the crowd loves it. Down the back stretch they go. TNT ahead of Barbados. Look at the gap open. This is a fine performance so far by Ben Israel Bannister. 150 meters to go on this penultimate leg. Bannister has taken Trinidad and Tobago from 6 meters behind to 6 meters in front. But the gap is closing and the Barbadians are rallying. Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. Here they come to the final change. The lead is only 1 meter for the Barbadians. Trinidad and Tobago off the change and into the first 50, into the lead. Terrific 4x400 racing, and this is only qualifying. The Trinbagonians have the lead. It is Deshaun Lezama, the 400 bronze medalist, who is anchoring them. I don't think they have a safer pair of hands with a baton at 4x4. But the Barbadians are pushing. What a finish we have. Lezama kicks into high gear. And Port of Spain goes wild. They close the morning session with a fine victory. Lezama says, come again later. We are the fastest in qualifying. Oh, that's terrific racing. Barbados gave it all they had. Kieran Haynes on the anchor leg was no match for the 400 bronze medalist.
A terrific race there. Barbados actually led through the first 3 legs, but Trinidad and Tobago turning it around on that last leg. And what a performance on that last leg for TNT. Lezama doing it. So Trinidad and Tobago laying down a little bit of a marker here, getting and the Barbadians should be very proud of what they've done here. A very good competitive race.
Yeah, based on the evidence in qualifying, Jamaica, Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago will be all in a great battle. 309.62 for TNT, Barbados 310.03, Grenada 314.06. I think there are a couple of names the Grenadians could bring in. They qualify automatically. So that is it for track action on the final morning of the 52nd Carifta Games from Port of Spain in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's head to a break. We'll be back with more on our coverage. final morning of the Carifta Games from Port of Spain in Trinidad and Tobago. We've had 2 wonderful days already, and we've had a fabulous final morning as well so far. But there is still so much more action to come. The under-17 boys long jump final will be taking you through that in short order, but we have a rerun in the 110 hurdles where the Bahamian Jahil Smichael said he heard an echo and stopped in the second semi-final. He will get the opportunity to see if he can produce a time fast enough to get him into the final. That's coming up, as well as the conclusion of the long jump final. There's the top 3 so far. Imani Phillips of Jamaica leading with 7:28. Michael Graham, the 100 champion, in second at 6:89, with Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago holding third at this stage at 6.73, and that was after 3 rounds. Red flag fall there. Long jump under 17 boys final. 2 gold medalists already, 1 and 2 in this field. Meet record 783, Kareem Street Thompson. There's competitor 47, Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago, in the bronze medal position at this stage. Summons the support of the crowd. That looks like a very good effort, and I think he likes it. 683 is best so far to put him in third position. Has he improved on that here? Fourth round of the competition. 683 for Paul so far. How good is this? The Jamaican Michael Graham in the silver medal position at 6.89. 6.93 for Michael Paul. That moves him in the silver medal position. Big fourth round effort. So Paul is in second position in the long jump final.
Is there alongside his Trinidad and Tobago teammate Elijah Soanes, who was born in the USA and competing for Trinidad and Tobago here.
Imani Phillips, triple jump champion and record holder, leading the long jump final. 7:26 in the opening round, 7:28 in round 3, followed his second round effort. Speeds down the runway, hits the board well. Another big effort beyond the 7 meters. Phillips dominating this competition and producing another healthy effort there in round number 4. It's a red flag though, and another fall for him. He's still in the lead. His counterpart 4.52, Michael Graham, in third position now. Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago in the silver medal position. Round 4 completed. Let's start round number 5, shall we? Terran Beckles of the Bahamas. He's in 7th position. There's his card, 610, 604, 647, and 650. Can he go even better? Rerun coming up from one Bahamian to the next. Rerun in the 110 hurdles for under 20 boys. Fifth round effort for Terran Beckles of the Bahamas. Looks just about where he's been in the 640s. Gets the white flag. We await his mark. 6.40. 6.40. Bang on. For Terran Beckles of the Bahamas. Keeps him in 7th position with his best of 6.50. Heading back to the track then, video for the 110 hurdles rerun. The Bahamian trying to produce a time quick enough to get him into the final. There he is.
Jahil Schmeichel of Bahamas comes in with a 13.88 seeded time.
Jahil Schmeichel, cheered on by the Bahamian fans. Lovely smooth hurdling. And it will be fast enough to get him into the final. 14.16, the flash time. That is more than fast enough. So there will be an update from what we previously had. And there will be a very disappointed competitor who thought he was going to compete in a Carifta final, who will now not be there because this performance at 14.21 guarantees Jahil Schmeichel a place in the under 20 boys 110 hurdles final later on today.
Never goes down well with the person who's left out, but no doubt about the performance here by Schmeichel. Very, very smooth over the hurdles and producing just the right time to get into the final. We've had problems with the gun on each of the days. There have been several incidents over the 3 days. At some point they had to switch from the electronic gun to the old-fashioned one.
Back to the long jump final. We are deep in the 5th round of the competition, and we will rejoin with Michael Graham, who is in 3rd position. Well, in fact, he's dropped now down to 4th with that 689. So he's outside the medals. The 100 champion. While we were away, he dropped a place. Powers down the runway. Graham hits it well. A lot of purpose on that effort. Would it be good enough to get him back into a medal position? Was brilliant in the 100 meters on the opening night, Saturday. That gold medal was never in doubt, but he's under real pressure here to secure a 2nd medal at these Carifta Games. Jamaica finished 5th in the 4x100 final last night, so missed out there as well. Has he done enough in round number 5 to regain a medal position? We are waiting on confirmation of the distance. Graham is waiting as well. 6.80, it's not good enough. He remains in 4th. He will have one attempt. to try and change things. Back to the runway now. Elijah Soanes, he's the man in third position with a 691 effort. So it's Suarez of Trinidad and Tobago, and he likes that effort as well, gets the white flag. This looks pretty good, touching up on 7 meters. 691 has him in third position. He's behind his teammate, who is holding second position at this stage. What has Suarez done? 6.95. It's an improvement for him, but he remains in third position. But he ensures that everyone behind him has more work to do to try and get into the medals. Here's the man in silver medal position, Michael Paul, 7:03 in round number 2. Bounces down the runway, hits the board well. That's challenging 7 meters again, I think. But it's another red flag. It's another foul. And now we are one jump away from completing the 5th round. So we'll have one round to complete the morning session here as we head up to 11 o'clock local time. 7:03 in round number 2 is having this man in the silver medal position.
He's getting some instructions there. Appears to be Wendell Williams, the Hall of Famer. He was inducted into the Trinidad and Tobago Hall of Fame this year. Wendell Williams handing out the instructions there to his 2 jumpers who are in second and third position right now.
Outstanding jumper himself, Wendell Williams.
He was inducted into the Trinidad and Tobago Hall of Fame, which is actually downstairs here at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, along with somebody you know well, Samuel Badri, the former West Indies leg spinner.
And there you go. Wendell Williams, also the head coach of this Trinidad and Tobago team, as Amani Phillips, the long jump under 17 leader in the 5th and penultimate round, powers down the runway, the Jamaican, and got a lot of height there, but I'm not sure if it's the desired distance. White flag though, it will be measured. His leading position hasn't been threatened from the start of this competition.
Yeah, he laid down the marker early for everyone to chase. So far, the 2 chasers have worn red, white, and black. Can they catch up with him, or is he going to extend his lead in this competition?
Phillips gets confirmation of his 7:08 third effort over 7 meters. All 3 would have him in the lead at this stage. Final round coming up in the long jump final for under 17 boys. And once again we start with Terran Beckles of the Bahamas. .640 is last round. His best effort is 6.50. That came in round number 4. Summons support from the Bahamian fans, who will not leave until the final event is over. Almost went sideways through the air on that effort. Gets the white flag though.
Yeah, the difficulty for him there was concentration, because there's a lot of activity going on around it. You may have seen it. They're setting up the hurdles for this afternoon, and in fact, as he was about to start running the first time, someone came in with a hurdle just in front of him, and he had to stop. The officials sent the person on their way, and then he had to refocus again.
6.68 meters for the Bahamian. He finishes with his best effort, and it vaults him into 5th position. Always great to finish well. Now Jazir Best of Barbados. He's been pushed down to 7th position, his best 6:55. That was in the opening round. Can he respond with his final effort? Best. Veering off to the left there, but gets the white flag again. Is it an improvement on his 6:55? We are about to find out. Doesn't look too happy, the Barbadian. .65. It's a good response. Pushes him to 6th position. Jazir Best leaving his best for last. 4:05. The Guyanese, David Williams, in 7th. 6:63 his best. He's seen 2 boys go ahead of him, and now he's trying to respond. I'm not sure if that is good enough. Very difficult to tell from the angles.
What is clear, though, is that given the state of the competition and the fact that Phillips is still way up in front, Kareem Street Thompson's record of 7.83 looks like it's going to survive. It's already 36 years old.
6.15 the effort there for the Guyanese. I tell you something, Vidya, that is one record that was never under threat at these Carifta games.
And don't forget, Kareem also set a record for the under-20 the year after.
Here's Michael Graham of Jamaica in 4th position. Final opportunity to try and squeeze a medal. He needs 6.96 or better to move into at least the bronze medal position. 7:04, which would represent a personal best. He would move into 2nd. Gave it everything, but is that everything enough? Gets the white flag, looks as if he likes it. How good is it? Michael Graham stands right at the pit to have a look at the mark being measured. Has a look away to his teammate, and he waits. Oh, he loves it. He loves it. What's the mark? He's delighted.
Celebrates with his teammate. It's good.
It seems as if it's really good. 7.33. It is more than good. It's vaulted him into the gold medal position. The 100 champion takes the lead in the final round of the long jump. And if that is win legal, it's a massive personal best. He's never gone over 7 meters legally. Win legal, that is. My goodness me. He was in 4th position and he delivers a magnificent performance. His head coach, David Riley, his high school head coach, and David Riley is also head of the technical junior athletics, head of junior athletics in the land of wood and water. Here is Elijah, who now has been pushed into 4th position after that, and his final effort is red. So he finishes outside the medals. Devastating for the young man. In a medal position for a long time in this competition, and now he finishes in 4th position.
It was ripped away from him just with the jump before, and well, he is very, very disconsolate, as you can see, but he's put in a good effort here, but he's been taken away by this effort.
What a marvelous effort from Michael Graham. Won the 100 meters. That 100 victory, never in doubt really. Tiandre Frett of the British Virgin Islands closed well in the final. The second Trinbagonian on the runway. He's now in 3rd with his 7:03. What do we have here for his final effort? It's a white flag. It is a white flag for Michael Paul. Needs 7.29 meters to move into the silver medal position. 6.70. He'll have to settle for bronze. And now only one man can deny Michael Graham the Carifta gold medal. There's confirmation of the mark for Michael Paul.
Soros is in tears right now. He is really feeling the hurt of losing out on that medal.
And you have to understand, as Paul drapes himself in the Trinidad and Tobago flag, congratulates the champion, or congratulates the leader Michael Graham. Amani Phillips won the double at the Jamaican High School Championships, won the triple jump in record style here, and seemed on course to be heading for the long jump gold medal with 7.26 and 7.28 rounds 1 and 3, then 7.08 in round 5. Everything seemed to be going to plan. And now he has to refocus and try and deny his teammate and clearly his good friend. And you have to give him a lot of credit, because although he lost the lead, he still shared in the moment of his teammate.
And you can see that closeness in a lot of the athletes in this Jamaican team. It's a well-knit team, the different units, the different disciplines. All of these guys train together, and you can see that there's a huge amount of support in there.
There's his card, 7.26, 7.28 rounds 1 and 3, 7.08 in round 5, falls in rounds 2 and 4. He cannot afford a fall in round 6. 7.33 will win it for him, because on countback the 7.28 would be enough. Look at Michael Graham summoning support for the man who is trying to deny him the gold medal. Phillips flies down the runway, hit the board brilliantly. What's the flag? It's white, and that looked very good. How close is it to 7.33?
He gets the applause of Graham, who's coming up to meet him now. Here's the embrace. Those two look like gold and silver here, but who will get the gold?
We await confirmation. They don't even wait for it. They know they are 1 and 2, and that is all that matters to them. There are still many fans around the world who want to know. 7.49 meters, and Amani Phillips wins the double. The triple jump champion and record holder wins it on the final attempt. The Jamaicans go 1-2 with Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago taking bronze. What a terrific competition. What a terrific finish. Talk about saving your best for last.
Wow, that is absolutely brilliant from those two young men there, getting the win, gold and silver. But for Phillips to pull that back with the very, very last jump of the competition, absolutely magnificent. Great credit to Graham, who pulled out his best in his last jump, and Michael Paul also getting in there for the bronze medal. Those three deserve the applause that they're getting right now from the crowd.
There's the winning effort from Phillips of Jamaica. Amani Phillips came into the Carifta Games with a personal best of 7.30 meters. Won the double at his high school championship and has been in fabulous form this season. But Michael Graham, his teammate, took the lead in the final round, and he was put under tremendous pressure, but he found a way. 7.49 to win the gold medal. Michael Graham, the 100 champion, gets silver at 7.33, and Michael Paul of Trinidad and Tobago settles for bronze at 7.03. Can't wait to get the wind speed on those performances to see if they are personal bests or not. Coverage of the Carifta Games, third and final morning here from Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, we had two cracking field events. The high jump final for under 20 girls, the long jump final for under 17 boys. qualifying in the sprint hurdles for under 20 girls and under 20 boys, plus 4x400 qualifying for the boys under 20 and under 17s. We are in for a cracking finish to the Carifta Games for the evening session, but before that, Donald Oliver will wrap up the morning session, and that is coming up after the break.
The Crawford Stadium as the morning session of the final day of these track and field games. It's been completed here, and it's still pretty warm inside our commentary position, but what has been heating up the action on the field, these two young men from Jamaica basically exchanging leads on the final jump of the under 17 long jump, and in the end Amani Phillips coming out on top on that final jump just ahead of Michael Graham. Amani, another gold medal. What are your thoughts on your competition today, because you had to leave it to that final jump?
Well, it was a very intense competition and I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that my teammates pulled through and get a 1-2.
Michael, you thought you were there or thereabouts when on your final jump you actually took the lead and you're overcome with emotion.
Yes, actually, as he said before, it was a very interesting and difficult competition, but like we just came through and clutched on the end. But we just want to thank our coach, but first of all, I just want to thank God, because without God we wouldn't be here. So I just want to thank God that we had the opportunity to come here. Yes, we had some mishaps, but we just came out here and executed and did what we need for our country and ourselves.
When Amani actually crossed your mark, you didn't even wait. You went for the flag. It didn't matter to you whether he got the gold medal again.
Oh, it didn't matter. We came 1-2.
Yeah.
What else? We just want to thank each other. We're proud of each other.
Yeah. Amani, what do you have to say to all your supporters now, because you've gotten a couple of gold medals. You've been in fantastic form at these Carifta Games.
Well, first and foremost, I would like to thank supporters, and second of all, I'd like to thank my coach. Yeah.
Yeah? And what do you have to say, Michael, to your supporters?
Big up mommy. Just big up mommy. And big up the coaches. Big up myself. Big up God.
Yeah, and big up Jamaica,
Yeah, Jamaica, one Jamaica.
All All right, thank you very much, guys. I'm sure our nation is really proud of what you did this morning. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that my teammates pulled through and get a 1-2.
Michael, you thought you were there or thereabouts when on your the girls under 17 long jump as well taking place. Conclusion will be even better later on this evening under the lights here at the Hasely Crawford Stadium. But for now, it's goodbye.